Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to this DevOps training program. Over the next few weeks, we'll take you through a structured and carefully designed learning path from foundational DevOps concepts to advanced cloud-based implementations. The goal of this program is to equip you with the skills, confidence, and experience to excel as a DevOps professional. Even if you have no prior experience in DevOps, don't worry. This training is designed to build your understanding step by step with hands-on sessions to reinforce learning. By the end of this program, you will not only understand DevOps, but also have the ability to apply your knowledge in real-world scenarios. Let's begin this exciting journey together. Let me give you a quick overview of the program structure so you know exactly what to expect. The program will run for 8 weeks with 5 sessions per week, enough time to build a solid understanding without overwhelming you. This is an instructor-led program where you'll receive guidance and support at every step. The course is designed to take you from a beginner level to an advanced level, so even if you're starting from scratch, you'll be comfortable with advanced DevOps concepts by the end. We've included hands-on labs after every major module to ensure that you're not just learning, you're actually implementing what you learn. Rest assured, you will finish this program with not only theoretical knowledge, but also practical confidence. To start things off, we'll lay the foundation by introducing you to DevOps principles and Linux basics. This module will give you the essential groundwork for everything we'll cover in the coming weeks. You'll learn what DevOps is, why it matters, and how it transforms software development and operations. Basic Linux commands. Don't worry if you've never used Linux before. We'll go step by step. File systems, permissions, and SSH. These are critical skills for working in a DevOps environment. Finally, we'll touch on shell scripting so you can automate routine tasks. Hands-on lab. You'll write and execute shell scripts, automate file handling, and connect to a remote server using SSH. These are real-world skills that you'll use frequently in any DevOps role. By the end of this module, you'll be comfortable navigating Linux and automating basic tasks, a huge step toward working like a true DevOps engineer. Next, we'll explore version control, one of the cornerstones of DevOps. You'll learn how to install Git and set up a repository. The Git workflow: clone, add, commit, push, and pull. How to create and manage branches, resolve conflicts, and use rebase versus merge. How to work with GitHub, creating pull requests, code reviews, and collaborating with other developers. Hands-on lab. You'll create a repository, make commits, and manage branches. We'll simulate real-world conflict scenarios so you learn how to resolve them confidently. By the end of this module, you'll feel in control of your code and confident collaborating with a team. CI/CD continuous integration and continuous deployment is the heartbeat of DevOps, and this module will teach you how to set it up from scratch. You'll learn how to install and configure Jenkins, how to create Jenkins pipelines, how to implement GitHub Actions to automate testing and deployment, best practices for handling sensitive data and ensuring secure pipelines. Hands-on lab. You'll create a Jenkins pipeline from scratch. Automate a build and deploy workflow using GitHub Actions. You'll troubleshoot common issues and learn how to secure your pipeline. By the end of this module, you'll have a working CI/CD pipeline, a skill that is highly valued in the DevOps world. In this module, we'll introduce you to containerization and orchestration, to game changers in modern DevOps. You'll learn how Docker containers work and how to create Docker files, how to build and run containers, Kubernetes basics, pods, deployments, and services, overview of Helm for package management. Hands-on lab. You'll create Docker containers and deploy them to Kubernetes. You'll learn how to scale applications using Kubernetes. By the end of this module, you'll have a solid understanding of containerization, a must-have skill in modern cloud environments. Next up is infrastructure as code IAC, one of the most powerful concepts in DevOps. You'll learn how to install and set up Terraform, how to write Terraform scripts to provision infrastructure, state management, variables, and modules, error handling and debugging techniques. Hands-on lab. You'll write Terraform scripts to provision a virtual machine and networking resources. You'll manage Terraform state files and create reusable modules. By the end of this module, you'll be able to automate infrastructure set up with confidence. In this module, we'll look at deploying and managing infrastructure on Azure and AWS. You'll learn how to provision resources on Azure and AWS, how to set up CI/CD pipelines on cloud platforms, best practices for security and cost management, hands-on lab. You'll deploy an application on Azure and AWS using Terraform. You'll automate infrastructure setup and deployment using cloud-based pipelines. By the end of this module, you'll have the skills to work with any cloud platform confidently. Finally, we'll cover monitoring and logging, critical for ensuring system stability and performance. You'll learn how to use Prometheus and Grafana for monitoring, how to set up logging using the Elk stack, how to create alerts and dashboards. Hands-on lab. You'll configure Prometheus and Grafana to monitor application performance. You'll create structured logging dashboards using Kibana. By the end of this module, you'll have the skills to monitor and troubleshoot production systems effectively. At the end of this course, you'll have a strong understanding of the DevOps lifecycle. You'll be confident working with Git, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, and cloud platforms. You'll know how to automate infrastructure and deployment using best practices. You'll have practical experience through hands-on labs and real-world scenarios. Remember, you're not just learning, you're building a foundation for a successful DevOps career. I'm confident that you'll be able to apply everything you've learned in a professional environment. Let's make this happen, together. Happy learning!